Hey guys, so today we're flying from Maui to Dallas on American Airlines 777, and we're going to be flying in business class today, so I think this will be a pretty fun review. Right now, I just got past security and I'm in the terminal, and there is a lounge here in this airport, but it's not available to American Airlines passengers. But if you have a priority pass lounge card, then you actually have access to it. But it's a very small lounge run by Hawaiian Airlines, and the options are very limited, so I wouldn't really recommend it. Anyway, let's go right by the gate to see the plane.
This is the 777-200 that would be taking me to Maui today, and those GE90 engines look amazing. My flight AA6 would depart Maui at around 7 p.m. and it would cross over the Pacific Ocean, California, Arizona, and New Mexico, and then it would arrive in Texas at around 6 a.m. local time, taking around 7 hours.
So right now we just boarded the plane, and this is American Airlines Flight 6, and this is seat 1L. It's a really nice seat, front of the plane, on the right side, and this is actually American's so-called flagship business class seat. It's the B&E Aerospace. This is what they're going to be using from now on the newer 787s that are coming in, I believe, and they have it on a pretty good amount of their fleet. They have it on these 777s, and they have it on some of the 787-8s and some of the 787-9s. Now, I will be doing a seat tour on this later so I can show you guys the recline and all the features, because this seat has so many features in it. It couldn't be covered just before takeoff.
The first thing the flight attendants gave me was this bottle of Nestle water. Unlike my last flight, this time they actually gave me a tablecloth. This is today's menu, and the selections look pretty solid, though I wish there was more appetizers and dessert options. I wouldn't be eating the appetizer today also because I don't eat pork. On the back of the menu is the drinks menu, and American really does have a vast selection of this. Right here is my ultra American drink, Dr. Pepper. It's one of my favorites. Right here they gave me some bagged almonds. I really do miss the old days when they used to just warm these up. This was how the meal was served to me, all wrapped up. This is what the meal looks like when it's unwrapped, and the sea bass portion is small. Unfortunately, this part of the video sound was muffled, so I will be voicing this part over. The first thing I'm going to be trying is the fried rice. This fried rice was really just meh. It lacked the vegetables and egg, and also flavor. It was fine, and it wasn't horrible, but American really needs to improve this. Uncle Roger would not approve. Right now I am going to be trying the sea bass, which is accompanied with a soy glaze, and it looks pretty good, so let's dig in. The sea bass is really amazing. It's probably one of the best things I had on a plane ever. It was really tender and flavorful, and the soy glaze really complemented it well. The last dish I'm going to be trying is this dessert. It's some type of cheesecake tart, and it looks pretty good, so let's dig in. The taste on this was pretty good, and it wasn't the best dessert I've had, because it was slightly frozen, but it wasn't terrible like the fried rice. Overall, this meal was pretty good, and the thing that really stood out was the sea bass, because that is probably some of the best plane food I have ever had. Cabin lights turned off and purple mood lighting turned on. Let's start a comprehensive seat tour. This is my seat 1 Lima, and it is the Collins Aerospace Super Diamond seat. To the side of the seat there are 2 storage compartments, and they open with this latch. Inside this one is the IFE controller, which is made by Panasonic, 2 USB ports, a headphone jack, and the universal power plug. Behind the larger storage container is a smaller one, better suited for smaller items like a phone or passport. Right behind that is a literature pocket. Here is an adjustable reading light, but it isn't dimmable despite those 3 dots. The tray table is located under the TV, and you pull it out using this latch and it is of the bifold variety. An advantage of this is that you can push this tray table up and easily get out of your seat. This right here is the footwell, and it's pretty spacious, and right next to it is a small storage container, but it's in a really weird place. This is the adjustable armrest. It has some storage inside, and it can also be moved up, and it can be moved back down if you want more space when you're in bed mode, or if you need to get out of the seat. This touchscreen panel controls the seat with 3 preset options and individual settings. This right here is what the seat looks like in bed mode. This is what it looks like with the Casper bedding on, and it looks pretty nice. Last but not least, this plane is equipped with individual air vents. Great for COVID. This right here is the massive IFE screen, and it's touchscreen, and it's pretty close to you. American Airlines has a great IFE system with many different tabs. We're going to be starting this off by looking at their great selection of TV shows and movies. The system is very intuitive and responsive. And American Airlines has a really vast selection of movies, and the genres will appeal to anyone and everyone. This right here is Voyager 3D, and it's the in-flight moving map that American chose. It does take some time to boot up, but it is a pretty good system because you can access many different angles. Also in the IFE is this neat chat app to chat with other people on the flight. It's pretty easy if you know their seat number, and you can assign yourself a name. And there's even some random group chats sometimes. American Airlines also gives you the option to check out what beverages are on your flight, and I think it's pretty neat, but not really worth it since they give you a menu. This right here is the IFE controller, and it's really good if you don't want to go all the way up to touch the screen, and it's pretty easy to navigate all the different tabs in the IFE. Though you can't watch a separate thing on this screen. American Airlines provides Bang & Olufsen noise-canceling headphones, and they aren't the best compared to my Sony XM2s. There is a review on these that I did on another flight review, which will be linked in the card above. These headphones also get collected 45 minutes prior to landing.
So right now I am laying down on this bed, and it's super wide, especially with this armrest right here. Makes the bed super wide. The seat is really comfy, and this Casper bedding is amazing. One of the better amenities on American. So right now I'm gonna go to sleep, and I'll probably wake up in the morning and eat breakfast and show you guys some other things. So good night.
So I just woke up right now, and it looks like breakfast has already been served, and unsurprisingly, they didn't wake me up. So I'm pretty miffed about that, but otherwise the experience was pretty good. The only thing I think that needed to be improved was the meal. I felt American's meals have gone down a lot, where they used to have a lot more courses and options, and now they've become more like their domestic meals, with just this one tray service and a very small appetizer and just a regular sized main course. Overall, the flight was pretty good, and these Collins Aerospace seats were really comfortable and private. Now let's cue the landing footage.